I just watched a video about really cool jobs, rather people doing their job extremely well. So they show things like, some guy who is using, those big machines they use, like bulldozers and stuff. Well, he's using one of those bulldozer things to thread a needle. Another guy is using, thing that comes down. He's using that to do a lighter, to activate a lighter, which is tiny, right? And these things are humongous, but it's just showing their skill level. And I realized a lot of these were actually like one guy was flinging, bottles, big things of oil, gas, I guess, up onto a truck. Another guy was deciding, well, these big barrels is too hard to lift it all the way across the room, so why don't just roll it? And he rolled it to the other guy. And one guy on the assembly line, he had to pick up these little widgets and flip them into something. He had his eyes closed. I mean, he knows the rhythm, right? He's precise. He doesn't even use his eyes. He could be sleeping, right? Probably doing this in his sleep anyways. And I realized the thing is, we all love watching these things. People who are really good at what they do. But somehow we don't really like being one of those people. Why, right? If it's so cool, why don't we want to do it? Is it like watching somebody do a great shot in basketball? You're like, I want to do that. Or watching somebody fly an airplane, you're like, I want to be in the Air Force. But somehow we look at these things, we think it's great. We think these people are really cool. I mean, one of those videos that say, can I marry you, right? But we don't want to do it, or we don't try to do it. And why is that? So firstly, a lot of these videos are shot in places like China or India, in places where there's a lot of people and a lot of manual labor. And there's probably a lot of people who are overqualified for their job. They're really motivated, they're really smart, they learn quickly, mechanically they're very good with their hands, but they happen to be born in a village in China, or maybe even a city in China, and they don't have good family connections, don't have money, and so here they are in a factory. I mean, that's one sort of pessimistic or maybe almost derogatory way of looking at it, right? As in, these tasks are menial, they're lesser, and that's why we don't want to do these things. I think another way of thinking about it is looking at cool things is cool, but actually putting time and effort to become one of those persons, that may not be so enjoyable. See, effort is not enjoyable. We like to watch these videos, like Dude Perfect, right? Trick shots. Do you know how many times it takes them to make their trick shot? They don't show it, obviously. We just see the finished product. We don't see the 100 shots that didn't make it, right? I think that's the thing with us. We enjoy seeing things that take a lot of effort. We enjoy eating things that take a lot of effort. But we don't enjoy putting in a lot of effort to actually accomplish these things. And I have to say that I think that's true for the vast majority of us, at least here in the US. I don't know about other countries. But putting in effort is not my thing, I would say, and not your thing either, probably. Because the people who are putting in effort, they're probably not watching videos. They're probably actually out doing stuff. And that's the thing. They don't have time to waste on fun trivialities, right? They actually have stuff to do. I remember I was with a friend in Nepal and he was asking, some locals, because a lot of them do tourism, tour guides, take people up to the Himalayas, Mount Everest, obviously, and other mountains. He asked them, so do you guys do hiking for fun? And they looked at him like he's from Mars, like, what are you talking about? And thinking about it afterwards, you're like, yeah, why would they do this for fun? This is work, right? I mean, when you say hiking, you mean walking? Do you ask people, do you walk for fun? Do you drive for fun? You drive to work every day, do you drive for fun? They're like, seriously? These people, they live in the mountains. They walk to get to places. And you're asking if they do this for fun? And that's the main thing, right? Fun. We like fun that's easy. Watching some video that's entertaining. But fun, right? Like being able to thread a needle with your, excavator. That's a little bit tricky. Because it's fun once you get to that skill level. But before you get there, it's a lot of work. And it's not a lot of fun. And we're just not so good at delayed gratification here in this country.